Hello world, Shelly here, and it is day 2 of the Foundation MegaFest! 15 days in a row of Foundation reviews. Always thanks to ThaTaylaa for the inspiration, and today I'm going to check out the new launch from Sunday Riley, known very well for her skincare. This is her new foundation called The Influencer. Is that not like the most 2018 name you have ever heard in your life? So I'm on Sephora's website, and this product retails for $42. You get 1.08 fluid ounces of product, just a smidge more than the usual 1 fluid ounce, a couple milliliters extra there. Right now it is getting 3 out of 5 stars with 210 reviews. It's designed for normal, oily, and combo skin, but they later go on to describe that it's good for all skin types. I don't know if they left dry off specifically or not. You can get this in 20 different shades, medium to full coverage. And I'm going to read some of the claims. They make a whole lot of claims here on Sephora's website, but they're relevant claims that I'm very interested in. So if you are interested in them, here we go. It's a clean, long-wear foundation redefines the line between skincare and makeup. A clean, natural-looking, long-lasting coverage that doesn't dry out as the day goes on, with a satin matte finish. Stays looking fresh even through workouts and humidity. I'm not going to be able to test that today, but 20 different shades. Conceals redness, pores, dark spots without ever looking cakey, with just 1 pump. That implies there's a pump. For fuller coverage, more concealing power, layer as needed. Great for all skin types, controls oil, but never dehydrates your skin for a fresh, healthy-looking, shine-free complexion. It's got Canadian willow herb, northern truffle extract, bisabolo, not sure what that one is. It gives soothing effects, so the most sensitive skin looks its best, so it sounds like it's okay for sensitive skin. Pores are minimalized, everything is smoothed, it's cruelty-free, it's formulated without cyclopentasiloxane. They specifically say that is just a silicone derivative, which made me think, oh, this might be silicone-free, but it's not. There's still dimethicone and other silicones in here, and I did a bunch of Googling to try to figure out why you would single out the CSP and not get rid of all the silicones. You know, there's evidence, CSP, all silicones really are not good for the environment. They bioaccumulate in fish. There's been some studies on that. They don't break down. They're not biodegradable. So, but why has CSP been left out of this while other silicones are okay? I couldn't find any answer to that. I'm curious if anyone knows. Please let me know down in the comments. This is also free of synthetic fragrance, free of talc, and gluten-free, perfectly buildable, medium to full coverage. And here's a quote from Sunday Riley herself. "We know you can't stand the look of foundation settling into lines or causing creasing or cakiness. I can't stand how most foundations dry out my skin and cause irritation. My goal was to create a skin-friendly foundation that evens out your complexion with easily buildable, natural-looking coverage for everyone's perfect finish, whether you battle sensitivity, uneven tone, redness, texture, dark spots, or blemishes. My mantra is the final step in a great skincare regimen is a clean, lightweight, long-wear foundation." End quote, Sunday Riley. So that seems like it covers every single thing I care about in foundation. I want to fix all of those things: pores, uneven texture, uneven coloring. I don't want my skin to be dehydrated. So this sounds like a really amazing foundation. The reviews aren't reflecting its amazingness at this point, but I am walking in this with an open mind, because if it does anything near what it claims to do, it's going to be fantastic on my skin. I've got this in the shade 120. Now, I was able to swatch some of these in Sephora. They had like 8 of the shades out as testers, and the one I would have guessed would have been my color didn't swatch very well in terms of it being my color. So just for an example, the shade 110 is listed as being very fair with pink undertones. 120 is listed as fair with neutral undertones. And 130 is fair with golden undertones. 140 is light with neutral undertones. The lightest shade, 100, is very fair with golden undertones. So I did swatch 120. Typically I am neutral, fair, with cool undertones. I can really go either way because I'm so close to neutral. I prefer the look of a cool undertone, but there really wasn't. The fair option was too fair for my skin. So it's good that there's a range that will address people that are paler than me, but I couldn't get an undertone to really match. So I did end up going neutral with the shade 120, and they've got 20 shades to choose from, so it's a decent shade range. It's not the most extensive in the world, but it is decent, and at least on Sephora's website you can read about the lightness to darkness and the undertones. So that's where we are starting out. Let's take a look at some swatches and compare this against some other foundations in my collection. Alrighty, let's swatch. First up is today's foundation, the Sunday Riley Influencer Foundation in shade 120. Next is the MAC Studio Sculpt in shade NW15. Third up is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place in shade 1C1 Cool Bone. Fourth is the Kevyn Aucoin Etherealist in shade EF01 Light. And last is the YSL All Hours Foundation in shade BR10 Porcelain. Starting out here with a 43-year-old face, I've got some sun damage, especially on this side of my face, that I like to cover up, some sunspots, some texture. I do have large pores around my cheeks and my chin and in between my eyebrows. I also have a little bit of texture here that gets a little wonky with foundation. I have generally, this time of year, pretty normal skin. It leans toward dry/dehydrated, and I can dry out pretty quickly if a product is sucking the moisture out of my skin. So I do take extra steps in my morning skincare to moisturize, and that is where we are starting out. My skin's pretty normal right now, but I have already cleansed, moisturized, and sunscreened my face. I have primed with the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I have been testing this out for about a week now to try it against foundations that I'm familiar with to see if I have any different performance. Like, does this dry me out? Does this cause cakiness? Does this have any negative impacts on foundations? And on the foundations I've tested it with that I am very familiar with, I have not had any trouble with it. So with that said, I'm bringing it into the rotation for the foundation testing. So I'm wearing that right now. It's called the Silk Canvas, and I really feel like that's what it does. It does make your skin look very nicely, smoothly silky, but with just a little bit of some kind of luminance. It's not, don't get me wrong, it's not dewy, it's not shiny, there's no glitter going on, but I do feel like it has a nice healthy look to it, and I could even wear this out if I was doing a no makeup face. So that is where we're starting. I will start with one side of my face with a sponge. This is from Sonia Kashuk. Yes, it's like the size of my head. And the other side I'll use a brush. This is my e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. We'll see if there is a difference in how the foundation applies or performs with one method or the other. We've got a plastic squeezy tube with a pump. I like a pump. Hygienic, easy to measure out how much foundation you're using. Doesn't let air get into the product. Good stuff. Thank you, Sunday Riley, for the pump. They said one pump does the whole deal, so that's what we're going to try. That was kind of a airy pump, but that doesn't look like enough product, but we will see. That pump might not have been a full pump. I used about half of what I had pumped out, and I feel like nothing happened. So let's just use the rest of this and try to get some coverage. Like, my nose doesn't even have foundation on it right now. Yeah, that's one pump. That's it, guys. I don't kind of know how that's gonna be enough, because there's like no product on my forehead. Very, very light coverage, I think, with the sponge. I still have a ton of redness poking through on my nose and on my chin, and I just don't feel like I got very good coverage with the sponge. Let's see how the brush does, because maybe we are just suffering from product soaking into the sponge. I don't really like how this is applied with the brush either. It's really cakey and it's in all of my pores. It's like settling into my pores on my upper lip, which I didn't even know had pores. It's settling into the pores on my nose. It's settling into these pores on my cheek. It's settling into the pores on my chin. And since this is just such a bizarre start, I'm actually going to wipe this off and let's try my Strivectin primer and just make sure that it's not the primer that's causing this problem. Let's try this again. One pump, they say. See, it doesn't come, like, there's a bunch of air coming out, so, like, there's no way that that's enough for your whole face. There's just no way. There, a little bit more. This also seems like a bit of a tacky formula, so I'm just gonna go little by little. We're gonna use the brush because I think I lost a lot of product soaked into the sponge. I think it's a little bit better, but I still have some really odd settling into pores along my cheeks here, and it's kind of just setting on top of the skin where I've got any kind of texture. Let me just zoom you guys in here. Can you see how it's just oddly sitting on the pores here? I will stop moving my mouth in a second so you can look. And how it's just not getting even coverage. Like there's a lot of redness on the side of my nose here and along the side of my mouth. And you see how it's kind of cakey along my lip? Strange on my nostril. It's starting to settle into some of these pores. It just doesn't look good. See how it's settling into the pores along my nose too? It's just not looking super great. Okay, they said this is buildable. I'd say we're at light coverage right now. I'm not a super fan of how it looks. I feel like a lot of redness is coming through here and on my nose. Maybe if we, this is never the answer, but maybe if we add more product and try to build it like they said you could build it up to full coverage. We're not even at medium yet. Let's see if one more pump will sort of fix some of these odd things that are going on here. See, now that was pretty much a full pump. You see, I've got product on this area. You're looking at it. Like the product's not sticking here. Oh no. Oh. Oh no, you guys. Oh. There's no product sticking at all. It is just wiping right away on this part of my lip to my smile line to my pores. It just won't stay. And I'm stippling. I'm not swiping it all off. Let's try the sponge. It's gone. Okay. Let's just, I don't even know what I'm doing now. No product is staying here. I see just my bare skin. This right here is just bare skin. This is cakey as all get out. It just won't. I can't figure this out. What is happening? There are just odd pores right here that have foundation stuck in them, like polka dotted, stuck in them. Can you see that? Ugh. Look at my nose. Nothing is sticking to my nostril. No product is sticking here. Here's the center. Do you see how there's just bare skin right here and right here? More product is almost never the answer. But I'm gonna put this on my face and try to get some coverage. Let's stick with the sponge this time. I'm gonna pounce it so lightly. It's still disappearing! Oh my gosh, wow. Seriously debating just canceling this right now and calling it a fail, but I'm going to wear it just to see what it does over time. Right now, I think it's really patchy. It is really hard and finicky to apply. I think it's super lightweight. It feels like nothing, and it does feel like it's completely set down, so my guess is it's going to be comfortable. I think it looks really dry on my forehead, especially my forehead lines up here. Like, I can really see the texture. I can also see some yellow patchiness of product, but if I blend it anymore, it just disappears. Actually, it's not even disappearing now, so I just have a big yellow splotch in the middle of my forehead, and yeah. So, I just want to see what this does. I'm going to put a very little bit of makeup on the rest of my face, and we will check in on this in a bit. The time is 12:46 p.m. That will be our check-in time, and I'm gonna go put the rest of my face on. I will be right back. I was hoping to even out some of the patchiness, and I went to set my face with the Laura Geller Balance and Brighten. You guys have seen me use this probably 50 times in different foundation reviews. I use a soft NYX brush or the Kat Von D setting powder brush. When I use powder to set my foundation, I do it like this, so it splays out and presses it into the skin and does not move the product around. Can you see? There's a swipe of bare skin starting to show through right here. My chin is now just about all bare skin, and this cheek right here is just about all bare skin, and all I did was set with powder. This one's not gonna work for me, guys. It's not gonna work. And remember, right now, I don't even have skincare, sunscreen. There's nothing else underneath this foundation. I'm gonna have to give this straight up F. I'm not going to continue the wear test. I'm not going to wear this outside the house. It looks gross. I will try this at least 2 more days following today on completely different days where my skin is completely its own new day. If I find any changes, because it's gonna take me a week or so, probably 2 weeks before I edit this video, I will give you an update right here and let you know if I got this working for me. If I do get it working, I'll probably just scrap this review altogether and refilm it. As of today, Sunday Riley Influencer is getting a straight up F in my book. No bueno. There you have it, Foundation MegaFest Day 2, very quickly in the books. If you enjoy Foundation reviews, give me a thumbs up down below. Please feel free to check out my website, geekoutofwater.com. Click the Foundation Fest link. You will find a ranked, sortable, searchable spreadsheet of all of the 80 plus Foundation reviews that I have done. Please hang on because I will not put these MegaFest Foundation reviews into that spreadsheet until after the MegaFest has ended to avoid spoilers. But after June 22nd, you will be able to see those included in the spreadsheet. MegaFest is going to run from June 8th to June 22nd. So there you have it. Thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate it. I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.